And welcome everyone to another exciting adventure of Dreaming with Gemstone Gina. And so, what do you have in store for us today, Gina?
Hey, everybody, it's good to be here. Gina, Virginia Casella, spiritual biz entrepreneur, shaman, and the one behind the Dragon Dreams Soul Tribe Collective. So, what I do once a month is I hop on here with Michael and I do my one of a kind mini gemstone readings. And I've got all kinds of things to talk about. So, uh, we've narrowed it down to a focus just to do the mini gemstone readings. You can book a private with me, which I'm actually just fixing up my schedule. So soon that will be posted. You can book private gemstone readings, extractions, illuminations, soul retrieval, and mind reprogramming. Very passionate about the Akashic records not being permanent record, and that we are not our stories. We can take charge of our stories because we are the authors and scribers. And so these gemstone readings are really special to me because I got my books here. There's 8 of them, and there's a lifetime more coming. If you would like a mini gemstone reading, by the way, folks, just put your name in the chat. There's 8 of them. There's a lifetime more coming. This book in particular, book 4, highlights some information about the Gnome King. And I actually brought this with me to Florida at the 2025 Full Disclosure Now conference. And I talk about the Gnome King, my interactions with him. It started off me having dreams of this older gentleman, and he's always kind of confused, scratching his head, playing with sticks and stones. And I got to hang out with him, and basically he was trying to figure out a language. And this goes back to ancient language, and it's possible the Gnome King is all kinds of folks simultaneously wrapped up into one. And so life goes on, and I asked this Gnome King, who presented himself as the Gnome King at one point, and I said, you know what, it'd be really cool in my waking life if I had some kind of rock or something that I could meditate with and think about you, because I'm in the process of building my dream life with my waking life. And this is all captured in my book series, The Dragon Dreams. And I was at the beach one summer, not even thinking about it. And all of a sudden, I felt this strong urge and desire to start digging in the sand. And lo and behold, I found these gemstones. And it was like, you want to talk about your heart racing? It was a very, oh my God moment. I could feel the presence and energy of the Gnome King. And it was kind of like, when you get a good find at the thrift store, you just get out of there, you pay for the item, and you leave in case there's some kind of mistake or something. That was me at the beach that day. I just got the hell out of there with my gemstones. And then I started having interesting dreams about them. I buried them in the soil, representative of my deep subconscious mind. And one by one, they presented themselves to me. And there's much to be said about synchronicities. We could do a show just on synchronicities in my life, but my whole life, me becoming a shaman, rapid transformational therapist, hypnotherapist, mind reprogramming, doing extractions, illuminations, soul retrieval, my trainings with the 4 winds. This whole process all came together, is what I'm trying to say. And it's really special because I was doing things that I didn't know. Those of you who follow me know I incorporate the power animals, eagle, condor, jaguar, snake, and hummingbird, which I found hummingbird a few shows ago. I don't know where hummingbird went, but I found hummingbird on my bed. And I incorporated these folks into my gemstone reading. So years later, I'm doing my shamanic practice, and I've got all kinds of little extra storylines on the go about the power animals. And unbeknownst to me, that's exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. And so every time I use my gemstones, they just seem to come more and more alive. And so if there's anybody out there now who would like one, just put your name in the chat. Michael and I are keeping track here. And usually they take about an hour. I open and close sacred space. I go through what every single gemstone means. But in the interest of time and promotion, just a mini gemstone. So if you're putting your name in the chat, pick a number between 1 and 12, and that will also help me provide some insight. What are
Very
you
cool.
thinking,
And
Michael? Anyone
while
tuning
we're
live with us?
not just yet, but I'm sure they're coming in because I remember last time they popped in a little bit into it, and so they probably figure
That's the
there's
thing.
a
It's my second time live here with Michael, so folks will get the swing of things.
and there's no intro video. Everyone's used to on my stuff having like a 2-3 minute intro video, and this one jumps right in, and so they're probably all sitting there going, "Oh, I got time," and it's like different format. So,
Yeah.
but
If
why
there's
don't we
somebody out
do
there,
one for the collective?
yeah, we can do one for the collective. I'm just mixing them up here. And while I'm busy chatting away doing this collective gemstone reading, you just interrupt anytime. And if you notice there's some viewers, just interrupt me and remind people to put their name in the chat. Because last time nobody was tuning in and then we ran out of time. There was 1 or 2 people that didn't get a turn. So I'm just going to tilt this down now so you can see.
And for some reason, I'm feeling the number 6.
6, okay. So, and I got my Dragon Dreams Oracle here in this fancy Ziploc bag. And I'm actually getting closer and closer to publishing them. So I'm feeling really excited. All right. This is for the collective. In each gemstone reading, there's always so much to say. So the intention is to keep it mini, but if nobody's logging on, I'll just keep going. So you intervene, Michael. And you know what? That's a nice little tip out there, because there's some people I know, they keep contacting me. They really want a gemstone reading. And I'm like, catch me live, catch me live. So I'm feeling really excited about the future and just getting into our routine here.
That's actually how I
Michael and
found you, was watching one of your lives and taking part in it.
yeah. And, you know, for those who are listening, Michael and I, we're feeling it out too. Like we could change the time and date. It's going with the first Wednesday of the month right now. Okay, I feel like these are really nice. I feel like there's one under my hand. There's a few here. What's going on? Okay, and my eyes are open. They were closed when I was mixing it. Number 6. All right, see that okay?
We
All right.
can.
And those of you who are catching the replay, tuning in for the first time, this is typical. I know you can't see my face. I just really want you to focus on the gemstones here. Okay, so the first thing I'm noticing is there's a huge gap here. This is a collective reading, huge gap here. And Snake is here. Snake is supposed to be in the south. Snake is in alignment. No, Snake is not in alignment. This is the warrior goddesses. I don't know why I said Snake. This is the warrior goddesses. Where is Snake? Here's Snake here. I think I just got excited and saw the lines. This is the warrior goddesses. Snake is up here, and Snake is not in alignment. I take that back, everybody listening. Sorry about that. Snake is up here, and Snake should be down here. Eagle Condor out of alignment. Jaguar is out of alignment. Hummingbird is out of alignment. So all of the power animals are out of alignment, but that's okay. That's okay. Let's keep going. We're just investigating here. So all the power animals are out of alignment. The heart is out of alignment. Physical plane out of alignment. The mental plane kind of in alignment. So we got a kinda. We got a kinda. The mental plane should be up here, and it's here. So whatever. It's still in the northern hemisphere. And something that I like about this mental plane being over here is that it's in the Jaguar territory. And the Jaguar territory is all about the mental plane, it's all about the mindset. The thing about Jaguar is that you want to do your story medicine. This is collective, it's going out to everybody. You want to do your story medicine and you want to talk about things, you want to set goals. Um, because that's how life, you take charge of it, it unfolds, right? But the thing is, we can become stagnant because we don't know when to give up and move on. And sometimes our very determination inhibits us. So when I look at this gemstone in particular, the dark side is up. There's a little dark spot on there. And it's signifying negative thoughts, unclean thoughts, dirty thoughts, thoughts that are fogged, that are blurred. And this blurring is causing us not to see that rainbow bridge. So it's making sense to me now why snake not is just out of alignment, but snake is over here because right now, this is for today or whenever you catch it, this is a collective reading. We're not shedding our skin. So in a generalized way, we're always shedding our skin and going through the motions, right? But today, there's something that we need to be letting go. We've already let it go, but we're still hanging on to it, and we're hanging on to it mentally. We don't need to be hanging on to this anymore. The perspective that we have is off. We think whatever it is that we're hanging on to, we need. No, we don't need it. So whatever folks out there, because this is a collective reading, if you think that, oh, I know what she's talking about, that false inhibiting belief, I already let that go. No, you didn't. It's still in your mind. That's okay. We just think about this as residue. So if you have negative, reoccurring thoughts, you just have to tell yourself, we took care of that already. The mind's number one job is to protect us. That's what the mind is doing, those reoccurring negative thoughts. But now, the master scriber, you are reminding yourself, this is the notice, nurture, nature cycle. You have to remind yourself that, nope. It's like talking to the inner child. I hear you. I see you. You're worthy. That program, it's old. It's void. It's like friends in the neighborhood. They moved away. So even if you wanted to play with those friends, you can't. It's like there's a part of us, there's a perspective within us that is very off and very insisting that nope, it's not over. It's over. So some of us just have these negative thoughts that we need to put to the side, and that's okay. When
I
you're
actually have a
physically,
question about that.
oh, sure. Yeah, go ahead.
So, in metaphysical terms, we call it layers or layering effect, and so we let things go, but then they show up in new ways, and so there's that's why they call it layers. And so, with the collective, as you were saying, if you thought you let it go, you didn't. Could it be just another layer to it, getting to the core of what it is?
That's a great question. And it really is a case by case scenario. The vibe I'm getting in this gemstone reading is that it's gone, it's over. So it's like that analogy of like kids, friends being in the neighborhood, they moved away, they're gone. You can't play with them anymore. Even if you wanted to, they're moved away. When it comes to false inhibiting beliefs, they are always interconnected. So that layering, I get that. I didn't know that was like a metaphysical way of explaining it, but that's exactly what's going on. When I do mind reprogramming, I clear that blueprint. So that blueprint is gone, but now you got all these other blueprints there that might have been fogged because that other blueprint was bigger and getting all the attention, if you will. And now all these other blueprints finally have a chance to speak out, but it's like you don't want them to speak out because those are blueprints that you don't want in your life. And so it's kind of like as your body is alchemizing, you can think of each cell as having its own personality, and they're not always in harmony with each other. And up here in your mind, just like in this gemstone reading, it's darkened, it's shadowy, it's foggy, you're lacking clarity. We create ailments. So we actually get physically sick, and the indicator to that is our mental health and wellness, which consistently gets undermined all the time. And I appreciate you bringing that up, Michael, because that's one of the biggest stigmas in hypnotherapy. I saw you. I thought you did your hypnosis thing on me. How come I'm not cured? Well, you know what? When it comes to trauma, which most of us have, everything is interconnected. And as you start weeding the garden, you start discovering more blueprints. Some blueprints might even start growing because they have space now, if you will, because those other blueprints, kind of like bullies, they're gone now. And so there's opportunity for them to have a voice. It's really fascinating. This gemstone reading is highlighting that, like, there's a difference between mind reprogramming and doing an extraction illumination. When you do mind reprogramming, you tackle one blueprint. When you're doing extractions, illuminations, you're taking off the whole snake skin. And we have a need as a collective to take off that whole snake skin, because the whole snake skin is metaphoric of an old program that we still think we're a part of, and we're not part of it. Like, we don't have a snake skin. So there's a lot of illusion in our life, is what this gemstone is saying. Like, we're carrying baggage that's not there. We are insisting in our own confusion and stagnation, which is exactly why the focus is in the south. I mean, in the west, in the Jaguar zone, because we're stagnant when we don't need to be. We don't need to be, which is interesting. Let me just put it down here so you can see again. The physical plane is off, and the physical plane should be down here in the south. This gemstone also representative of the dragon. So I'm getting a vibe that the dragon within us is being very protective right now. It's almost like we're intoxicated, like we're drunk or something, and we're not paying attention. And so I'm just kind of repeating myself here now, but there's nothing stopping us from crossing the Rainbow Bridge. We're a little bit lost here. When I look at Hummingbird should be up there. Like I mentioned earlier, all the power animals are out of sync. Hummingbird is here. So the good news is Snake and Eagle Condor are ahead of Hummingbird. That way, because this is like a wheel turning clockwise. That way, by the time Hummingbird gets here, Eagle Condor has given the perspective, Snake has shed the skin that is just illusion right now. And when by the time hummingbird gets up here, eagle condor will be here. It'll be back in sync. And then snake can bypass, dropping from the north right into the south. So if I was just to like blow on these, okay, I need more breath. They're not rolling on the towel easily. But like the north wind is the strong wind. So this is gonna blow, folks. Don't worry. This is gonna blow. Basically, if I could put this gemstone reading in a nutshell, we have illusion on our hands. Illusion. Because we're being told that we need to pull off our snakeskin, one big clean tube. But at the same time, we're being told we don't even have a snakeskin. So I don't know if anybody out there can relate, but it's like sometimes we feel dirty and like we need to shower, but water doesn't cut it. So what we can do is we can take incense and we can like cleanse ourselves in the smoke. So we're not really taking a shower, but there's a psychology and psychosomatic, a placebo effect that you're cleaning yourself with smoke. On a literal level, animals do that. Birds will do this because the smoke gets insects out of their feathers and stuff like that. So in that sense, it cleans the bird. And we're being inspired, is the message I'm getting in this moment, to engage in some kind of ritual or ceremony to help us process this. So those of you who are listening, who you're like, okay, you're telling me I need to like take off this snake tube. How do I do that? Because I already did it. Like, you could literally take a towel and unwrap it. You could do something like cleanse yourself in smoke, or stand in the shower and imagine that like a tube of you is coming off your snakeskin and a new snakeskin coming on, or you can choose to stay naked and vulnerable. I'm just throwing ideas out there. We need to engage in ceremony. We're a story species, and that's vital for our understanding and processing. And if you had any questions about that, I can talk about it more. If there's somebody in the chat that wanted a gemstone reading, these are just mini, by the way. So
actually, we do have one that popped in. We have Jessica, and she says 6.
Jessica 6. Okay. Wow, Jessica, thank you so much for participating today. And I'm just going to keep going with Jessica until Michael chimes in and lets me know somebody else is there. So Jessica, you could get a mini one, or you might get an extended one. Okay, Jessica, what is some insight? Ooh, and I notice I'm going counterclockwise, Jessica. It's very outerly worldly when I go clockwise. My eyes were closed, but now they're open. And immediately I'm like, this is just like last time. There's a big space here, and also crescent moon. And I just said that I want to, that I'm going counterclockwise. Crescent moon makes me think about the wise and well whale and orca elders, makes me think about divine feminine energy. And where are the wise and well whale and orca elders? They're right here. Okay. And you know what? They're kind of this one, all of these, I'm gonna say, maybe that one. There shouldn't be any in the middle. So any that are like in the middle, they're worth paying attention to. So The wise and well whale and orca elders are focusing on Jessica's high quality items that have to do with your heart space. So all of the themes that represent like the home, um, the hearth as in the fire, the main, like the mother, if you will, of the household, whether you're an actual mother or not, like all those heartfelt, heart-centered themes, being the backbone. Those things are down right now in Jessica's life. And that's why the wise and well whale and orca elders are looking right at her. And so I don't know if you can see this, but there's a crescent moon shape on there. Can you see that?
A little bit, yeah. Okay, I can see it now.
And in real life, orcas, whales, they have this crescent moon shape as their pupil, right? And this pupil is literally looking right here at Hummingbird. And I know I pushed these forward, but it's in this southern region. And the committee of the ones who listen, they're listening. Let's keep investigating here. There's Jessica, your snake is in alignment. The rest of the collectives is not in alignment. But check this out. We've got Toby here, represented the tree of life. This is like a root. And this root should be going down. But this root is turned this way because there's something in your heart, Jessica, that needs to be shed. And there's confusion because there's a lack. So it's like, how could you shed something, especially when we're talking about home and hearth type themes? How could you shed something when you're lacking? And there's a sense of vulnerability. We've got Polaris here, and Polaris is pointing right here. This focus is here. There's some sea turtle energy. And the thoughts are the same, just like the collective was last time. Jaguar is in alignment. So I just talk out loud as I'm trying to piece this story here together. And what about the goddesses? This triangle's on that side. It would be ideal if these were like this. Okay, interesting. So Jessica, what does all of this mean? So your heart space, all the things that bring you joy and life, and all of the things that you believe in, everything that you represent, cooking, cleaning, domestic duties, um, whether you have children of your own or not, just being somebody in the community that is known as a warm-hearted person. um, you're wearing a mask right now. You're smiling when your heart is not smiling. And that's why right now you have a lot of feminine energy with you, and you also have a lot of masculine energy, but the feminine energy is dominating. But the masculines are like, we're there too, Jessica. um, so there's a full moon coming, and anything to do with the moon is always associated with the divine feminine, and this crescent shape, like right now, the moon is, it's going to be special to you the next time you see this crescent shape. Look for this crescent shape. And I'm brain farting it out in this moment. But this crescent moon, and you can watch the replay, it might be information overload, I know, but like if this was north, east, south, west, the moon needs to be like this. The crescent needs to be on the left side, and that will be important for you to connect with the cosmos, and you can say your prayers or you do your meditations. If the crescent moon is on that side, whatever, but the intention is you're looking for this shape in the sky. The curved part of the crescent moon needs to be on the west side. So look for that in real life. And I have, like, you can just get an app on your cell phone that lets you know the phases of the moon. So just pay attention to that. And the so your high quality item, I have a feeling, is because you're overwhelmed, like whether you're, because I don't know you, Jessica. If you wanted to give some insight in the comments, that'd be awesome. But like, whether you're a mother or not a mother, you have a lot of responsibilities right now. You have a lot of over responsibilities. Maybe you took something on and it's just like too big of a job for you. And the nurturing home and hearth personality that you have, you're providing, but you're also burning out. And the thing that you need to give up is probably a person, if not a person, a role that is supporting a person. And that's hard to do, um, because we we um, we beat ourselves up. Why? Because we're taking on somebody else's responsibility, accountability. So I don't know what's going on in your life, but somebody or somebodies are pushing a boundary, um, where you're going to have to say no. Um, Jessica saying, "I'm not a mom. I'm an empath. I'm in a management role." Yeah. So leadership and being an empath, you're picking up on everybody's vibrations. You probably know, managerial wise, who needs to not work together anymore, who should be working together more, uh, changes in roles and stuff like that. It might cause upset. Maybe you need to lay people off. Christmas time is coming. Maybe you need to hire people, those kind of decisions. It could cause upset, but ultimately, it's too bad because you're in your role. And this home and hearth business that keeps coming up, based on your comment, it sounds like there's this home and hearth energy that you're carrying into your leadership role. And, you know, a lot of leaders don't realize it, but they're kind of like the parents of, the rest of the staff, because you're the safe person that somebody would go to if they had a professional boundary issue, right? Like, you don't just have people don't just go to you because they need a day off. They go to you because there might be some conflict with employees and stuff like that. And it can kind of feel like having kids. And even though you're not the mother, it's like there's these, themes. So I wonder what needs to be let go. And it sounds like there's a real need for you to be heard. And it's a real focus on feminine energy, wise and well, whale and orca elders. And you know what's really interesting too is just like when I look at this gemstone reading, last time, like for the collective, snake was going to bypass and just come down here. But for Jessica, hummingbird is going to bypass and just come up here. So something for you to meditate on, Jessica, and whatever you have to let go, it's weighing on your heart. And it's because those like mother leadership instincts. Um, so you have support, you're being supported. Look for this crescent shape. Again, make sure the curve part is here because you're ready to transform and transcend. The rest of the collective was not, but just how you're ready to transform and transcend. You got this, Jessica. It's not easy for you, but you've got this. And it's a lot of energy for you.
Yeah, and she said she is motherly to her employees.
Hmm. Yeah, and like professional boundaries, right? Like I was a public school teacher for 20 years, and I know all about peer collegial relationships, school family. We promote this, right? But really, the school family is an illusion. We can fundraise money when folks are going through hard times, but at the end of the day, like teachers, they up and move and relocate. They're not your family in the sense that they're going to be taking you in and supporting you like an actual family would. And those professional boundaries, they do get crossed, especially in small businesses. I get passionate about what I do, but I wonder, Michael, if there's somebody else who would like one.
Um, we do have a viewer, but they haven't identified themselves. So until they do, I'll take one. And I've been thinking about the number, and I started at 3, but then went to 7 and 2. But I'm thinking, let's go with 7.
Okay. And I'm just checking here. We still have, a good 20 minutes. This down here. And these are just mini gemstone readings, and each one has been longer than intended just because we have that gift of time. So it's been nice just to spend more time, and it's really nice to get insight like from folks like Jessica. Okay, Michael, and you can see, like I mix these up. My eyes are closed right now, and so I find it fascinating, like where the gemstones land and stuff like that. Okay, my eyes are closed, and yeah, my hand it's like opening, closing, and it's going to the right. There's like lots of life and pulsing and heartbeat, and I'm feeling the chain. Okay, my eyes are open again. Okay, we almost have a circle here. And you said 7, Michael?
Yes.
Okay. So, um, okay, so like this business, your heart, your perspective, it's off. um, but why? What is going on here? Um, you want answers. You're over here, you're over there, you're looking, you're skimming, you're like a bird flying and you're treading the water. You're not hooked on that fish or that fish. You whatever fish is gonna come and you're feeling it, you're gonna dive in and get it. I find it interesting that the chain is in the middle, not the root, not the tree part. So, so this is interesting. The tree of life, those of you who are not familiar with it, it basically connects all of the worlds, and the top and the bottom end up being the same thing. So the bottom is the top is the bottom. So whatever's up can go down, and whatever's down can go up. However, Michael, in your case, you are not going anywhere. You're like a tree that's growing. And instead of like blossoming and connecting and branching your worlds together, your tree's going down like this um, because it's not in alignment with your heart and your perspective. So you have a dream right now or a goal that is dying. And that may or may not be a good thing. We always want to come from a place of indifference. You'll have to fill in the gaps for that. But I do know, just because I know Michael personally and I stalk people's profiles every now and then, that I do know that Michael just self-published a book. And so maybe something else that you had on the go is now in the process of dying away because this other project is like, I don't know, you have to tell me. And maybe you don't know in this moment, maybe it'll come to you later. But I just don't want people out there to think like, oh no, your dream is dying. That's not very nice. Like, sometimes we want our dreams to die because it's not unfolding the way we wanted it to, or maybe there's a different dream. Um, and it is fall, like fall is approaching. So this is a nice time to die. It's very synchronicous with the climate, at least here in Canada. This is the time where the leaves, they start changing color and falling. Um, this business, though, this dying, you don't want to let that go. So whether you know what it is or not, you don't want to let it go. It could be because you're just not certain. Like, are you sure you want to let? And I was just saying, um, I forget now if it was the collective or if it was from just us chit chatting, but like there's this letting go business. Um, it's like illusion. We've already let it go. Um,
I wonder, Gina, if it could be the fact that with my book in the back of my mind, I'm like, nobody's going to read my book. No, I'm not known enough to be,
hmm.
somebody who you're going to go and say, oh my gosh, I need to read this book. And it's the idea of that I'm letting go and getting used to the idea of, wow, I actually published a book. I actually put and created this space that I never thought I would ever be in. And so, could that be the dream that's dying of, oh, I'm not somebody worth having a book, to the new dream of, I am somebody worth having a book?
Yes, it very well could be that. These gemstone readings, only you would really know. My psychic ability comes from the gemstones and vibes I pick up on. And then when folks out there like Michael verify, validate, toss around ideas, it's very possible because when you were talking, I was noticing this gemstone here. It's nice and white and clean. The dirty side is down. And this one represents the mental plane and it's up here where it should be. Um, and as far as transforming and transcending, you're not doing that right now. Why? Well, you just finished transforming and transcending because you self published. Hummingbird should be up here. Hummingbird's not here. Why? Because this high quality item is dying. It's not like it was high quality, but you don't need it anymore. Uh, Physically, you're tired. And that just could be because, you just finished self-publishing a book, right? Even though it was positive stress, it's still stress.
And still
This
working on
is
it too.
interesting. Yeah, because you're like me, you've got a lifetime series to publish. This is very interesting because your perspective is off. Manus is right here reminding you to write your story, like you're in charge. Oh, I didn't finish my thought earlier. Um, Sometimes when it comes to um, sometimes it's all about the timing as well, and that's why dreams might not work out for us. uh, this one here represents the family, But what's interesting is my tiger's eye here, this part here is like a pupil, like a reptilian pupil. There's like a black right there. And your family, Michael, from the cosmos, they're watching you. And for what it's worth, it wasn't like this. It was like this, horizontal. So you might want to have some fun looking at animals, um, reptiles and that kind of stuff, and figure out like who has this kind of pupil, or whose eyes maybe are like this. Maybe it's not the pupil, but it's the eye shape, um, to play with, because there's an emphasis on support from the stars. And even though Eagle Condor is here out of alignment, Eagle Condor is representative of the greater spirit. But the greater spirit that is with you right now is in collaboration with folks from up there. And the Wise and Well Whale and Orca elders, they're looking at these folks. So the whales connecting sea and sky, it's like you're being redirected to the sky, your sky family. You can have conversations with them. That energy right now is high for you. Your perspective, you could be at risk for staying stuck, because your heart, I'm sorry, I'll put it down here, your heart is in the stuck zone. This is the stuck zone, if you will. So where's Polaris? Polaris is here. Yeah, basically you just need to keep doing what you're doing. You know, you might feel conflicted about letting your other projects die. You might feel conflicted about letting other things go. Oh, now I know what I wanted to say. I keep brain farting it out. Your determination inhibiting you. At some point, I made that statement. Determination inhibiting you rather than encouraging you to move forward. I forget if I said that when we were live, or if that was part of our conversation before we went live. But that message is coming strong to me right now. And the committee of the ones who listen, they're listening, and they're listening to your mental plane. So this is interesting. You've got dragon energy, and the committee of the ones who listen, listening to your mind. Then you've got the Wise and Well Whale and Orca elders and family, Star Nations family, listening to your heart. So there might be a little bit of a battle going on. And it makes me think about that pulsing feeling that I was having. Like, who will Michael listen to? Is he going to listen to me and us, the Star Nation? Or is he going to be listening to, I don't even know, maybe some elemental folk, dragons? Maybe there's a dragon tribe out there, but there's pulsing. And it makes me think about my card, which I haven't pulled for anybody yet, just because these have been really informative. It makes me think about that card where the dog monkey folk are just hopping and intentionally rippling things up. And on that note, let's pull a card. And then I want to pull a card for Jessica too, because I didn't even pull one for her. I don't always pull one, but like most of the time I do, just for that extra little insight or perspective. And this one here is about, this one's for Michael. This is about the purple flame and the purple energy. Anything purple, that pink lightning bolt representative of you cracking the sky, the whip taking charge, the masculine, the penetration, the jagged energy, the uncertainty, and yet the certainty within the uncertainty to direct it, just like a lightning bolt. So you're encouraged to reach out to folks like the Purple King. And the Purple King is really special to me. Purple King is also connected to the Gnome King, connected to Polaris, anything else representing purple, and also just the like Star Nations. That's like Purple King is up there. This card is basically just reinforcing that you've got support from the stars. So that's Michael's in a nutshell.
Very cool. Thank you.
You're welcome. And I don't know if Jessica is still present, but I want to pull one for you, Jessica, just because maybe she'll catch the replay if she's not. Okay, this one here. This one's for Jessica. Oh, so Jessica's, remember it was all about like home and hearth type themes. This is about when my cat died, and I was remembering all the good times and just my process of getting the cat, but also recognizing that this time in my life and this journey in my life, because I got my cats during a challenging time, it ended up giving a lot of grace in disgrace and reminding me that pets are family, and just like the animal world and the people world coming together, paralleling Jessica's world, the work world, becoming like a family world, and that there's challenges within that. There's happy times, there's good times. This one is about celebration of death, celebration of life of our pets. So to parallel this card to Jessica, you're like me in this picture. You're the mom, and your employees are like the cats that you have to try and herd. And then I didn't pick one for the collective. Why don't we just pick one for the collective here? Whoa. This one's about having boundaries. There's a lot of duality in that collective one. This one here, it's like the shadows coming out. Like, for example, vampires, when the sun goes down, the vampires come out. There's these lines like, you stay there, and that's representative of you on your balcony, and it's like, I'm going to stay here. And we're building trust. So as a collective, don't be spooked if shadows and whatnot, power animals are stalking you. It's intentional. They're trying to reach out. They don't mean to freak you out. I totally understand, hands down, what it's like to get the jaguar spooks. I didn't know that was a thing. And it's true, it happens. It's a full disclosure. When the world around you doesn't make sense anymore, that is scary. So if you're having dreams about an ancestor, a ghostie, a spirit guide, an angel, an ET, whatever language you're using is the language I use, they are reaching out to you. And you don't have to be scared. Set boundaries. Don't come in my house, it freaks me out. Stay off my balcony. Only come to me in my dreams. When I'm drawing a picture, present yourself as I'm scribbling along, like whatever you need to do. That's for the collective.
Very cool. And we actually have Andy from the UK just popped in. If you have time to do one more.
Andy, let's do one. Everybody today got a little bit of a longer one, just because the way it happened. And I could go on, right? Like if you were to book a private with me, this is an hour long of me just talking and going through the gemstones, and then it's a real delight for me to get the insight and perspective. And Andy, you're picking number 9. All right. Okay. And I'm going counterclockwise. Oh, okay. And my alarm just went off because I do have my shamanic training. Okay. But yeah, just by default, I'm like going counterclockwise. And my eyes are closed right now. And I feel like I just want to make this big. Okay, I'm going to open my eyes just so I don't knock these over. Okay, and the number, was it 7 or 9? I forget. 9.
It was 9.
9? Okay. See that okay? So this is interesting because this is more of an oval shape than a circle. So that's okay. And the top, the north, is completely open. This side here completely open. There's a little patch there of some folks. Lots of concentration here. Polaris is horns. Wow. Okay. So Andy, your mental plane is in a good place. And your perspective, Andy has, your perspective is there, Andy. Nobody else seemed to have perspective today, but Andy's perspective. And there's the wise and well whale and orca elders, but you know what? They're not looking at you, Andy. They're not looking at you because you know what? Your perspective, listen to yourself. Listen to yourself, Andy. The perspective you need right now is yours and yours alone. You don't need anybody else's perspective. Yeah, their insight might be interesting, but they're like telling you, like, you might go to an adult or somebody with experience to get their insight, but intentionally they're turning their back because they're saying, like, you've got this. You have the perspective. Trust your perspective. Trust your heart. And you know what? Your heart is in alignment, Andy. Andy's heart is in alignment. And the mental plane, it's a little bit down, but it's good. It's good. Physical plane is not in alignment. Your physical plane seems to be transforming. Maybe you've been working out or something like that, or maybe you've been walking or something, working on cardio. You're just breathing better. This here, 1, 2, and 3 is very ideal. These 3 gemstones here represent the Moragon and her sisters. So if there's any magic, if you will, that you'd like to play with, they're there to play with you. And if there's anything that you want to transform and transcend, you can do that right now. Your high quality items, your hummingbird perspective is a bit off. The hummingbird perspective, you might not think, Andy, that you're good enough. That's why the wise and well whale and orcas are turning their back to you, because you are good enough, and whatever thoughts you're having right now, you're right. Go with those thoughts. So if you do that, this will be up here. Manish should be in the south. As far as like taking charge of your life and writing your story, you're doing that. And Polaris's focus is here. So what's here? The physical plane, the 3 sisters. So like, I'm thinking moon magic because the full moon is coming. You're enough. Things are available to you. You're the same as everyone else. So even though you're all like alone here with your perspective matters, and it might make others feel uncomfortable, not because you're better than them, not because you're right. It's not about being right. It's about having perspective and being in right relationship. And that's what Eagle Condor medicine is all about. Being able to come from a place of indifference, zoom in on the details, zoom out on the greater themes, weave between them, rights, roles, responsibilities. That's the perspective you have. And you know what? When it comes to leadership, it's lonely at the top. And each of us, we have to be a leader in our own life. As far as like the spring goes and new beginnings, you're not beginning anything. You're just working on things that you're working on and wrapping up things that you're um, like after this, like whatever you're working on, hold the intention because it's there for this full moon. After this full moon, you can have another goal. Looking at my little tree of life pendulum here, Toby, it's in a little ball. So this is like a seed. So as long as you stay on the right path, Andy, and hold your ground, hold your perspective, you might have some low self-esteem moments. We all do. Maybe I'm not good enough. You are good enough. That's being reinforced. Shedding your skins. By the time this full moon is over, you're going to have nice, fertile soil, rich and sweet here. And then the seed that you want to plant is going to be planted right there. And I want to pick a card for you. And then I have to say goodbye to everybody already.
Yep, he's saying completely gets all of this.
I'd love to hear all your perspective, Andy. Oh, look at here. This one's all about duality. So you might be like, if you look at this picture, it's all black and white, and then there's just a little bit of color here. You're this color, Andy. You're that rainbow in the dark. And this is reinforcing jaguar. You've got the rainbow bridge, Andy. All of us, rainbows in the dark. So you just keep doing what you're doing. And what's interesting is I thought about this card when I said this is an oval shape because I was thinking about this shape here. It could be a seed, an eye. Sometimes it's colored in. It appears a lot in Egyptian hieroglyphics. And this emphasis here, fertile soil being rich and sweet once you shed all your skins. So if you're like Andy or anyone else who had a turn today, Jessica, Michael, the collective, I would love for you to join my free Facebook group, the Dragon Dream Soul Tribe Collective, and keep me updated in there. It's absolutely free. And people have done that in the past. They've been like, hey, Gina, you provided me with a gemstone reading, and this is my update. And I really delight in hearing about it. And it's a safe community. Everybody is there because we all are into our hopes and dreams, manifesting our alchemy. And you're most welcome, Andy. It was fun for me to do that for you. And the Dragon Dream Soul Tribe Collective, we get into our moon magic and story sharing. I've got some paid memberships on the go. You can book privates with me. And I would adore if you registered for one of my memberships. Dream Alchemist is the best one. It includes everything, all the other memberships. And if you are just tuning in now, I mentioned earlier that I will be posting a schedule soonish to book privates for soul retrieval, extractions, illuminations, trained by the Four Winds. Also have training with Marissa Peer, rapid transformational therapy, hypnotherapy. So if you need help with mind reprogramming, I can do that for you. I don't like to sell modalities, but I am passionate about what I do. And I know a lot of folks out there, they're like, where do you get your information from, Gina? Where can I learn about these things too? Where can I learn about energy healing and power animals? That's the Four Winds. And also my dreams, half remembered and half misunderstood.
Well, thank you, Gina, for this, and we look forward to bringing this back again the first Wednesday of October, which, for those of you watching, happens to be the 1st of October.
Oh, is it? I got my calendar here. It's plugged in. Yep, Wednesday, October 1st. So I look forward to seeing everyone there. Thank you so much. My name's Gina Virginia Casella, spiritual biz entrepreneur, shaman, and the one behind the Dragon Dream Soul Tribe Collective. I would love for you to join my free Facebook group, the Dragon Dream Soul Tribe Collective, and I would adore for you to book a session with me. Mind reprogramming in particular. Let's do it. identify and smash those false inhibiting beliefs. I'm just getting passionate now, but I do need to go.
Yes. Thank you. And have a great day, everyone. And we will see you next month.
All right. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, everybody. Take care. Bye for
Bye-bye,
now.
everyone.